Friends, so today we are gonna learn our oxidation and reduction, which is the fifth or sixth topic of the lesson chemical reactions and equations. In the last session, we had learnt about the factors that affect the rate of a chemical reaction. That is, they either decrease or increase the rate of a chemical reaction. And in today's lecture, we are going to learn about oxidation and reduction, which are the processes involved to either include or reduce oxygen out of a reaction. So friends, without wasting any time, let us begin. So now, first of all, what is oxidation and what is reduction? Okay, so here it is given that the chemical reaction in which a reactant combines with the oxygen or loses a hydrogen to form a product is called oxidation. Now, as you can see over here twice magnesium plus oxygen gives twice magnesium oxide, means here the reactant combined with the oxygen to form the product. Here also carbon combined with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. Now here magnesium hydrate, it removed hydrogen to so that the reduction process can take place. See, if oxidation is said to take place when either from a reactant the oxygen is combined, the reactant combines with the oxygen, or the reactant removes hydrogen, means removal of hydrogen and inclusion of oxygen. This leads to oxidation. This process. Okay, now we'll learn about reduction. But before moving on to reduction, we have that some oxidation reactions are brought about by use of specific chemical substances. For example, as you can see here, ethyl alcohol is there, and in between potassium dichromate or potassium dichromate or sulfuric acid is used. Both are different, and here a nascent oxygen is also used to form acetic acid, which is CH3COOH. But before moving on to reduction, let us see a few properties and a few examples related to oxidation and understand oxidation a bit in brief. So some oxidation reactions are brought about by use of specific chemical substances. For example, ethyl alcohol in the, I'll say, decomposition, then a nascent oxygen. So now, as you can see, there is a single molecule of oxygen over here, but oxygen's valence is 2, so it always stays in a double bond, means oxygen, you would have never seen a single oxygen O. You will always get to see O2, because there are two atoms of oxygen which are together, means they always stay together. But this O which you see is known as nascent oxygen. I will write it over here, nascent oxygen. Now we are going to learn about nascent oxygen in the upcoming part of this video, but for now let us continue. So here the acidic potassium dichromate makes oxygen available for the oxidation of the reactant ethyl alcohol, means this potassium dichromate, it makes this single molecule of oxygen available for this ethyl alcohol to get converted to acetic acid. Now such chemical substances which bring about an oxidation reaction by making oxygen available are called as oxidants, means over here this K2Cr, K2Cr2O7 or H2SO4, these two are the oxidants or oxidizing agents. Now, do you know a variety of oxidants are used to bring about a controlled oxidation, means this process which just took place is known as controlled oxidation. Here K2Cr2O7, H2SO4, KMnO4, H2SO4, here are the only commonly used oxidants, means these are the these are the chemical oxidants which are commonly used. Means most of the time these are preferred as they are a bit neutral in this process. Hydrogen peroxide H2O2 is used as a mild oxidant, and ozone O3 is also a chemical oxidant. Nascent oxygen is generated by chemical oxidant and it is used for the oxidation reaction. Now as you can see few examples over here. O3, we decomposed it, so what we got, a single atom or molecule of oxygen and a nascent oxygen, as it has to form O3, this O2 plus 1. Now H2O2, it forms H2O, that is water plus nascent oxygen. K2Cr2O7 plus 4 H2SO4 gives K2SO4 plus Cr2SO4 thrice plus 4 H2O plus thrice O, that is thrice nascent oxygen. So these are the few examples which represent the characteristics and the importance of nascent oxygen. Now let us move forward. So now on the last page, the related part which was given down there was just related to the chemical oxidant, so I didn't thought that that is so much important. So now we'll cover this part of page number 43, which says there's a question asked which says that which is the reductant in this reaction. Means this is the reaction and here which is the reductant, and why reactant has undergone reduction. So in this reaction an oxygen atom goes away from copper oxide, that is CuO, and it forms H2O, which means that reduction of copper oxide takes place, whereas hydrogen molecule takes up oxygen atom and water is formed, that is H2O is formed. When oxygen will collaborate with H2, it will form H2O. Oxidation is of hydrogen takes place, thus oxidation of and reduction reactions occur simultaneously. The reductant is oxidized by the oxidant and the oxidant is reduced by the reductant. Due to the characteristics of the reduction and oxidation reactions, a single term, redox reaction, is used in place of the two terms. So what does redox reaction means? Reduction along with oxidation. Okay, so now we'll study the last part of this this whole concept and we'll conclude our session. So basically this is the part you have to mainly focus on. So what does this say? This is that when the positive charge, wait, let me focus on it. So it says that when the positive charge on an atom or an ion increases or the negative charge on them decreases, it is called oxidation. Wait, I'll repeat again. When the positive charge or on an atom or an ion increases or the negative charge on them decreases, it is called oxidation. Means when on an atom or on an ion the negative charge decreases and the positive charge increases, then it is known as oxidation. Whereas if on an atom or on an ion, when the positive charge decreases and the negative charge increases, it is said to be reduction. So here Fe, that is iron, gets oxidized to form ferrous oxide, means oxygen gets added. Now again oxidation, Fe2O3. Now here reduction takes place, from Fe2O3 it becomes FeO, and again reduction takes place, it becomes Fe. So friends, hope you understood something from this video. Hope you got to understand something from this video. Hope you got to know something from this video, and do like the video, share with your family and friends, and also subscribe to our channel. Press the bell icon, and you can put in your questions down below in the comment box. So thanks for watching and bye bye.